Hi, this is Ravy from the MyWorld development team. Just wanted to show you a few things that we've got in the new build that's coming out probably Monday. So a lot of people asked about settings. Previously we had the dialogue right at the front as you started MyWorld. We couldn't really change anything once you're in it. So now you can press F12. If you see the bottom left, we've got F12 for settings. So I can bring that up and you can change the quality settings to whatever you want. You can just apply that straight away. Again, same with resolution. You can change resolution to whatever you want. And then some other things that weren't on the front screen were the most popular kind of things asked for. Draw distance. So you can now bring it right down or limit miles away. The mouse look speed. I know a lot of people said that it was a little bit too fast for them and there was no way to change it. So now you can change the mouse look speed, which is the speed that you look when you're running around in play mode with the character. I like that up here, but I know a lot of people have got much faster mice than me, so you can put it right down. And same thing for the editor fly cam. When you're flying around the world, sometimes that's too fast, sometimes it's too slow. So you can alter that here. And you can come back and alter it any time, and it will remember all your settings that you had. And last one is the double tap to roll. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't like it, so I have it switched off. I think when you first get the new build, it will be switched off by default. These settings will be what you had previously, but these will all be at the halfway mark, and this will be turned off. So if you did like double tap to roll, make sure you turn that back on. So that's the settings, and as I say, you can bring that up anytime. The other thing that people asked for a lot was some extra features for the editor, so that's what we've spent most of the time on for this particular build. So if we go into a blank world that I made earlier, and go into edit mode, see that the left has changed quite a bit. Previously, where we had just had the normal editing mode and then we had the paint mode, we've now got a few extra things there. So previously, the way you'd build your world typically is to change the terrain by putting these very nice shapes down. But sometimes, although you could use these to make kind of any kind of shape you want, but sometimes it'd be something that you wanted to do, like you might want a path going through here, maybe you want this to link up to this, that kind of thing, or you wanted to get rid of a part of something. And a good example is this piece here, the mountain ring. This is awesome, but say you wanted to come out of this, that would be quite difficult, because you would have to kind of use other mountains and try and squash it down and that kind of thing. So anyway, so to get onto the point, so we've got these other tools and they've all got shortcut keys which are there. So to go through them all, that's the usual edit mode. That's your placing objects down from this panel, and any time you click one of these objects, it will switch back to that mode. The paint, that used to be shortcut of P, that's now 2. That's the same as it's always been. But then these other ones, we've got 3, that's raise and lower terrain. So that means you can actually paint the terrain yourself. So we'll bring up the cursor a little bit, and if I left click, I can then build up the mountains. If I right click, it'll do the reverse, it'll flatten. So that's obviously one way to make a little path through there. But it just means you don't have to rely on, if none of these pieces exactly match what you had in mind, you can just build your own, which is very nice. The next one is flatten terrain, and what that will do, as I pressed 4, it tells me what I need to do to use it. So I need to pick the height. So let's say I wanted to put a path through here, I could pick the height as this, the bottom of the floor. So I press that. And now I can paint with it. So just make the brush a little bit smaller. And so I wanted a path just going through here. Just drag through, and there we go. If I don't, obviously everything that's you do in the editor you can undo. So if I didn't like that, I could just go back and I could do it again. That's pretty cool. Going on from that one, and again just to go back to the earlier example, that is exactly how you could come out of here, because we could then make an opening in it, and you could now come out of there, where previously it wasn't so easy. But as you can see, the side of this is a little bit messy. It's not exactly what I wanted, so we've got the next tool, which is smooth. So press that, and I'll set the brush down a little bit, and that will just smooth out whatever you paint over. You can click it once just to smooth a little bit, or you can just move it around, kind of smooth out the shape. You can use it on anything, so now that's a lot nicer shape. So with here, if I wanted this to fan out a little bit more than it does, I could smooth that out. And in fact, if I make the brush bigger, I'll smooth the whole thing out. If I wanted, which I don't, so I'm going to put it back. And same for this little corner bit here. I wanted to smooth that out a bit. Could go in. Oh, that was a bit much. But let's go in. Let's do a little bit. There we go. Very nice. And obviously I'll paint this green to match, or whatever I wanted for the floor. So that's smooth terrain. And the last one, which is my favourite one, is slope. So what was this? Look at this mound here and this little hill here. If I wanted to connect the two, I could build it up. I could use the paint, the raised terrain, and paint across and gradually do it. Or I can just use 6, which is a ramp, so, or slope tool. Let's make it a little bit a nice big one. And as you can see here, you just click where you want it to begin, click where you want it to go, and it will just make the slope for you. And if we undo that, click there, I want it to go over there, and it will make the slope all the way down. So you can do it from anywhere to anywhere, kind of thing. I might want another slope coming off the side, a little bit smaller, maybe more of an angle than that, like that. Nice. And then again, we can go with the smooth tool and just tidy that up a bit, make it blend in. Get rid of this little bit here. There we go. So slopes are nice and easy to use. You can do it from anywhere to anywhere else. It's just a good way of joining things up and making slopes. Slopes are always hard to do, so this takes the pain out. So that's all the new tools. Obviously, all this the other way of building is still there. You can still use all these great shapes to put down, and do everything exactly as you did before. But if you want to go a bit deeper and customize it, so I'd imagine a good obvious way to start off, a little bit like I did, is to place these pieces down, get the rough shape of what you want. Then you can go in, add some ramps in, smooth bits out, use the flatten tool to make things the same height, etc. Because again with this, I might want this joining up with a bit over here, so I could go into flatten, could press P over there, I want it the same height as that, and then just draw a bit here. And obviously I can go in smooth out the sides if I want. But then to join it up, I can just do a ramp from there to there, and that's it. Nice and easy. Then go tidy it up. So those are the main tools and the main changes in the new patch. Hope you like them. They should be out tomorrow. I'll see you next time.